Hello. So I wanted to do this video to address a question that I have received on in the comment section in different videos. And that one question is has my hair grown back since I have been doing the carnivore lifestyle? And I've been doing carnivore now for about 2.5 years. And the short answer is no, my hair has not been fully restored. But let me just say this, as many of you know, many of you may have seen the video that I did a while ago where I said that the reason why I started, one of the main reasons why I started the carnivore diet was because of my alopecia, and I was hoping that this would have just a positive impact and that my hair would grow back. Well, here I am 2.5 years later, and I can say that it has not fully grown in. As I mentioned in the video, and even as I showed in the video, that most of my hair on the surface of my head, it was gone. And I, for some years, just kept on shaving the remaining hair that was there because it just was so scattered, and it wouldn't look right if I just left the areas that grew in. So because I only had live-in follicles in certain areas, I just made the choice to just keep a head that was just always shaved. That after a while proved to be irritating for my skin, so I don't do that as often now. I tend to do more either head wraps or, as I am right now, wigs. So here's the thing that I have to say. So while my hair has not grown in all over my scalp, I can say that in the areas where the follicles are still living, that I can see a difference when I allow the hair to grow out. And in other areas, it was very sparse, just like really, small hairs would kind of grow up, but it wasn't enough to cover my entire head. So as I said, the short answer is no. For the areas where the follicles have been dead for many, many years, I can't say that I have seen just like this radical and significant growth. However, where the follicles were still living, I could just tell that, again, when I don't shave it, that I've seen a difference, but not enough for me to go out just like that, or I should say not where I'm comfortable going out just like that. So even though I have not seen, just explosive hair growth, and I still am living with dead follicles, why am I still on the carnivore diet? Because even though I have not seen this explosive hair growth that I was hoping for, I've seen so many other positive changes take place in my body that I cannot deny, and it would be foolish for me to just be like, oh, well, since my hair didn't grow back, then forget it, I decided to continue on with the carnivore diet because honestly, I just feel good overall. I am no longer dealing with just like chronic inflammation. I don't deal with joint pains. I don't deal with just feeling bloated after my meals when I stick to strictly carnivore, because as I have shared in previous videos, there have been times on this 2.5 year journey where I may have, kind of veered off a little bit for like a special meal or something. And that doesn't happen as frequently now, but when I do veer off, I can definitely tell a difference. Now, let me just say this in full transparency. There are times where I may still consume an avocado, or I may, go out and I'll still do the lettuce wrap with my burgers, but it's not something that I'm doing daily. And there are other foods that I may eat that are considered more keto and not necessarily fully carnivore. And if I feel like I can tolerate it, I don't I'm not dogmatic, like, oh no, I can absolutely not do this. But for the most part, I am sticking to specifically carnivore because I just feel better overall. And I have definitely, when I started off, I was sticking to just, using salt as my main seasoning. And for the most part, I still do, but I have moments where I'll, throw in other things. And, with time, I can tell what bothers me and what doesn't bother me. So I'm not as strict with saying salt only all the time. I may throw in other seasonings, as you can see in my videos on my, meats that I am cooking. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just an update because like I said, I keep on getting that question. Now, do I think that if you have live-in follicles and you're dealing with hair loss, that the carnivore diet can help you? Absolutely. If you're dealing with like thinning hair and perhaps, your follicles are still alive, I do believe that with time, because I saw that with the live-in follicles that I had, that I did see an improvement in the hair growth there. But in the areas that were dead, it wasn't anything significant. So I think I don't know that I can make a blanket statement and say, oh, the carnivore diet doesn't help for hair loss, or yes, it definitely helps. I think each situation is unique. And for me, I would just say to just give it a try. You won't know unless, you give it a try, and you may end up like me where you try it and it may not solve the thing that you wanted it to solve, but you see how it has helped in so many other ways. Now, the other question that I get asked from people that I know personally is this how you're going to eat forever? And the answer to that is, I don't know. I honestly can't say. I'm trying my best to not just make these, statements, definitive statements, because as I've said from the beginning, if at any point certain things stop working for me, I'll make the necessary adjustment. And my mindset is I'm not going to be locked in and, feel married to something if that something stops working for me, or I feel that the Lord is leading me. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. If I feel like the Lord is leading me in a different direction, then I make the necessary adjustments. So, I know that there are those out there who may feel like, hey, this is for life. I can't necessarily say that. And then I do know those out there who may say, oh, this is just not sustainable. You can't do this for the rest of your life. I can't say that either, because I don't know. So we'll see how long I stay in this space. For now, I'm just taking it one day at a time, and I'm enjoying how I'm feeling. I'm enjoying the energy. I'm enjoying not dealing with inflammation. I'm enjoying not feeling bloated. I'm enjoying not having joint pain. So, to me, it just makes sense to just kind of continue on. I enjoy having focus and clarity, when I'm trying to do things and not having brain fog. So we'll just see. And you know what? And this is for another video because this is already getting a little bit long. I've noticed that even within, I guess, the carnivore approved food list, there's certain things that I do well to stay away from, right? So I don't think it's always like a one size fits all. And as I said, if I want to eat other low carb foods at any given moment, I give myself permission to, if I feel like it's not something that's going to have a negative impact on me. So the moral of the story is, let me wrap the video, is this. No, my hair has not fully grown back, but that doesn't mean that the carnivore diet is not effective. It may not be effective for hair loss, but it's working for me in other areas. And because of that, I choose to continue. In any case, I hope that answers the questions that some of you have asked. And that is it. All right, you be blessed.